This contest is the tournament final, where we will crown the first ever Premier Tag Team Champions.
We are set for the Premier Tag Team Championship Finals, and I will admit, full disclosure, out of all the teams I would have wanted to see in these finals, this is not that team. Atticus and Otis, masks on their necks, annihilated Defarge and Crummels at the top of the night, but we'll see if retribution is in store, or are Crummels and Defarge just too battered and too bruised to put up a fight. The Cogars are relatively fresh. They've only had one matchup. Crummels and Defarge have had 2 matches and a Cogar beatdown.
And Joe, pardon the pun, but for the Cogars and the team of Sonny Defarge and Cornelius Crummels, this could be the culmination of the 4, if you will.
It could, and wait a second. Maybe the concussion issues of Crummels are an issue after all, because Defarge is out here alone. I don't like anybody's chances 2-on-1 against the Cogars.
Well, absolutely not. And we've seen Defarge take a beating as well. We mentioned that back injury earlier.
And Otis is going to meet Sonny Defarge. And it's... Oh, wait, there's Crummels! What in the world? Oh, no, oh my God. No. I got to take care of this.
Well, Joe Dabrowski's leaving the broadcast booth. I don't know where he's going, but it's going to be, I guess, a one. Oh, well, there he is. This thing is broken down. Dabrowski, we've got referee Jake Clemens, Joe McCoy out there going to try and regain some kind of composure. And you had to know this was happening. We got Nick Lendo in there now as well. You had to know this was just going to break down. Got all the unenviable task of keeping these guys apart. I think Joe Dabrowski went to try and bring some law and order, but Crummels, Defarge, and the Cogars are not having any of it. They're just throwing fists. Well, Joe Dabrowski said if that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. This match is now a street fight for the Premier Championship Wrestling Tag Team titles, and I think this is what you need from Defarge, Cornelius Crummels, and the Cogars. You just need to throw all the rules out the window, let them battle all over the place wherever you will, because this thing's going to come to a head one way or another. You know, Joe Dabrowski may have made a questionable decision earlier in the night by getting in there and letting that thing escalate, but this, I got to give him credit. This is what not only these people want to see, but on them, but this is what needs to be done between these two teams. And, well, we don't have the viewpoint right now of where the Cogars are, but oh no. Well, I'm hoping Joe Dabrowski locked the broadcast booth door when he left, because well, I don't know if Joe's on his way back or not, but you're stuck with me for now. We got the Cogars just laying into Defarge and Crummels there on the outside. Joe finally joining me back here. Joe, I just told the people I may question a lot of your stuff, but that I got to give it to you. That was a good decision.
There was no choice. There was no recourse. The culmination tried to ruin the Premier Championship tournament. Gory was instrumental in the welterweight tournament. I was not going to have the tag team tournament end in a draw or a double DQ or a no contest. There was no controlling these teams after what happened earlier in this night and after the 6 months of history behind them as well. Let them beat the hell out of each other. We'll crown survivors as well as crown champions.
Well, Joe, that's the key word, I think, in this is survivors. I mean, we've seen, though, what Defarge and Crummels have gone through, and
again, a shot to the skull with that chair of Cornelius Crummels. Atticus knows what he's doing, picking up right where he left off with that headlock driver at the top of the night, and this could be it already.
But, you know, we saw Defarge and Crummels, I don't want to say eke their way to victory, but they got a quick roll-up on Bruce Gray, and then they won via count-out at the last second, mind you, against Locked and Loaded. I don't know, really, we haven't seen if either man can get the job done. We know they're not 100%. That goes without standing, but what chance do you give them in this environment right now? Because they've got to throw everything at the wall.
Well, I mean, everybody's working on impulse. Everybody's working on emotion, hatred, and rage. If Defarge and Crummels... Oh, God, Atticus got spiked. If Crummels and Defarge, if their bodies can hold up on them, if their bodies can be okay, Atticus kicks out. They've got a good a chance as any, but that's a big if. Here comes Otis. Gosh. Already we've seen lawlessness. We've seen weapons. We've seen brawling. We've seen chaos. There was no other way to settle this.
You know, a man the size of Otis Cogar with a weapon in his hand is a dangerous thing.
Atticus is in a bad way after he got spiked on that steel chair. Atticus looked like an exclamation point. You can see the dent in that chair of Atticus's skull. And Otis has that chair propped up for obviously more damage. Defarge has found the kendo stick. This is wild. If I'm a fan out there, I just hope they're cognizant of where they are at all times and just run for cover if the situation presents itself.
Well, no doubt about that. And Joe, if they come up this way, I just want to let you know I'm going to leave.
Defarge is wearing away at Otis Cogar. Crummels and Atticus are both hurt. I'm not sure. I mean, that's Atticus and Crummels on the outside as well, but they're both, I would have to say, the worst for wear out of their respective teams.
A little scramble, to say the least. We've covered... Oh, wait a minute.
This could do it here. First time tag team champions. Atticus kicks out. One of these teams will make history. The very first tag team champions in the history of Premier Championship Wrestling. They have been stalwarts. They've been staples of these events for upwards of a year.
And for Cornelius Crummels and Sonny Defarge, this is more than just the Premier Tag Team Championships. This is avenging Dropkick Dave and Uppercut Ulysses, earning those masks back and putting them in the Chikara Wrestle Factory. It's more than just the tag team titles at this point.
And it's avenging everything the Cogars have done since Crummels and Defarge came on the scene. They've broken multiple... Oh, gosh, Otis throwing a trash can at Defarge's knee after Atticus got slammed on the chair. We've seen how many crutches these men have broken over each other's bodies. We've seen how many brawls break out. We've seen 8-man tags. We have seen absolute anarchy everywhere they've gone, and we're nowhere closer to settling this thing. If anything, this bad blood is worse than ever. As Otis and Defarge, with dueling weapons, this was a disqualification earlier in the night, but not in this environment.
Well, Joe... Oh, wait a minute.
Cover. Atticus saves his brother.
Well, Joe, you threw everything out the window in this. And like I said, I commend you for that decision. But one or all of these four men could come out the worst for wear in this, no matter who does end up pulling off the victory. But like you said, it's not going to be so much the man that gains the victory as the man that survives this war.
Atticus and Cornelius mirroring one another there with the springboard drop kicks. I don't know if any of these four men are going to come out the same. We've got two potential serious injuries. Oh, God! And if that was the concussion before, it damn sure is now. Sick look of pleasure on the face of Atticus and Otis. It's almost orgasmic when they watch other individuals suffer.
But Crummels did kick out.
He did kick out, just barely.
As much as I hate to give it to him. And
oh, Atticus, a leg sweep with that kendo stick. And Atticus with a cover, kick out by Defarge. No legal men, no tags here. Texas Tornado rules.
The only thing Jake Clemens is in there to do is to count the pinfall.
And he may be counting a lot because Crummels and Defarge are the worst for wear, but they're not quitting.
Well, Joe, it's like I said earlier, maybe it would have been a smart thing for them to do to quit, to fight another day, to recoup some injuries, so to speak, recoup some of that health. But at this point, you gotta give everything you got until your body can't go anymore. And I think that's what we're gonna see from one of these two teams.
Atticus is directing traffic even from his hind quarters as a headlock driver on Crummels. Trying to knock Crummels out for good, but Crummels a last-ditch burst of energy, and he is still fighting. Uppercut! And using his body as an offensive weapon. Their bodies are racked with pain, but man, what a hell of a clothesline. And the cover. New champions Atticus in the nick of time.
And Joe, that's what we've seen just on about every pinfall. The other member of that respective team is able to save the pin for their partner. So they really got to not so much divide and conquer. You almost got to take them both out, whichever team you might be. You almost got to take out both of your opponents if you want to get that victory. Oh, jeez.
And again, the twisted look on the face of Atticus.
Oh, you got to think he's having the time of his life in there inflicting punishment, as is Otis.
From a twisted rage to a sadistic pleasure, and everywhere in between. Look at these men. It's like peering inside their blackened souls. Oh. Defarge gets dropped hard. Headlock driver. Oh, God.
Joe, I think to say that he got that flush is an understatement. I know.
Oh, wait a second. Otis has those masks.
You want this so bad, don't you?
Oh, they're taunting Crummels and Defarge.
These are our trophies, and they'll never be yours. Never.
Just rubbing in the sadistic pleasure that Atticus and Otis receive from these masks. Oh, wait a second! Defarge and Crummels! Stereo kendo stick shots! The Cobras had a chance to win, but they'd rather get off on their euphoric pleasure of those masks! They had a chance for championship glory, but instead, they wanted to relive the assault on David Ulysses, and now Defarge and Crummels giving them an assault all their own.
And I'll tell you, that may be the one mistake the Cogers have made in this matchup here tonight. They had a chance to get the W, they had a chance, but like you and I talked about, it's more than the Premier Tag Team titles, Joe. It's about inflicting not only physical pain, but emotional pain as well.
Wait a second, the Cogers are on the floor! And Defarge and Crummels are left in the ring with the masks! They finally got them! The masks have been liberated from their captors, from the men who deserve them the least. The Cogers have gotten off on the... Oh, no, Otis back in the ring. Otis back in the ring. Crummels with a drop kick. And Crummels gonna fly here. Oh, wait. Atticus, that's not your championship! Atticus stole the title belt from the timekeeper table! And Atticus, the Cobras just won the tag titles!
And Joe, I'll just say it. Your worst nightmare just came to pass.
I think this entire company's worst nightmare just came to pass. While Crummels and Defarge fought their hearts out, they had the mass in their hands. But it was Atticus Cogar with something that wasn't even his to regain something that never should be his to begin with in those masks. And the Cogars have gold. The culmination have gold. Crummels and Defarge literally fought all night. 3 matches, a vicious beatdown. They gave everything they had. They risked concussions, a broken back. But the Cogar brothers had an answer. And this is the bleak and sick future of Premier Championship Wrestling's tag team division. The Cogar brothers' domination continues, and they've added to the trophy case.
Defarge and Crummels don't leave with the titles or the masks, where do they go from here?
The Cogars leave with everything. They are more powerful than we've ever seen them.